How much time did I spend on maths and science and all these things which are great, but how little time do we spend on the skills that you need for the rest of your life? And the other thing that occurred to me when I was at these events, I was looking out, and there were a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and there were no young people in the room. And so that's when I got inspired to start my first business at the age of 19, which is to take all the best stuff that was out there in the personal development, professional development field, and tailor it and make it relevant for young people. And so we had a DJ at the back of the room, we had a smoke machine, we used to play movies, we had bean bags, and it was just like a big party. However, we would weave in all of these life lessons. And so that's where I started. In fact, that was a photo from my very first presentation that I ever did. And just to give everybody hope, because we've all got to start somewhere, the very first workshop that I did, I had 3 people show up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This was my entire audience right here. But it doesn't matter where you start. What really matters is where you're going and what your vision is for the future. And so, of course, I kept going. Now, one of the things that you should probably do along the way is to build some credibility. And we didn't have a lot of credibility because we were very young when we started. I was 19. And so I thought there's 2 ways to get credibility. One is to do something for 10 or 20 years. I didn't want to have to wait that long. So the second way was to manufacture credibility. And there's lots of different ways to manufacture credibility. One of them is to write a book. I believe Susan Dean is here helping people to write a book. It completely changed my life. And so we wrote a book called The World at Your Feet, which is a personal development book for young people. We kind of marketed it as the first book for youth by youth, and that book really launched our careers. And we went from having 3 people in our workshops to having more than 300 people in our workshops. And as a result of that book and sending it to some different places and the publicity that followed, we then were able to expand our program into Singapore, and then into Malaysia, and then into Indonesia, and then we did some programs in Vietnam and New Zealand, and of course across Australia. So writing a book was one of the best things that I ever did for my career. I got passionate about writing books because one of the things I love about speaking is obviously you can impact and you can help people and you can change people's lives. But one of the limitations to speaking is you can only impact the people that you're physically in front of at any point in time. But if you're an author, or now of course with things like podcasts and things like videos, you can impact thousands, tens of thousands of people all at the same time in all different parts of the world. And so that really inspired me to go, I want to publish more books. And I came up with this series concept called the Secrets Exposed series, where I interviewed all these highly successful people, collected all their ideas, and put it together in a book in a range of different topic industries. So we started with 2 books in the first year, 2 books in the second year, and then the third year we did 11 books in 1 year, which was really, really crazy and a lot of fun. Okay, so that was my year of publishing 11 books. And that then, I started to have a lot of people then starting to ask me questions about how did you build this business? Because we went from 0 to over $1.5 million of revenue in my publishing business, and then I was an early adopter of technology, websites, selling online. Then I started to embrace video and YouTube, and so people started to ask me, can you help me grow my business? And so in 2009, I started focusing on working with business owners and entrepreneurs across Australia and New Zealand. And we started a program with just 12 people, and now each year we work with more than 500 business owners every year, and they go through a 12-month business transformation program. So it's a lot of fun. It's my passion. I love helping business owners and entrepreneurs because when you help them to grow, it changes their family, it changes their office environment, their staff, their suppliers, their customers, and it has this huge compounding effect. So the secret there is really find something that you're passionate about. For me, it's business owners and entrepreneurs, and then as they say, when you find something you really love, you never feels like work, it just feels like helping people. Along the way, we have done several partnerships to give back. I formed a partnership with Hands Across the Water, an Australian charity that builds homes in Thailand 7 years ago. And we now take groups of entrepreneurs over to Thailand to visit our projects that we support. A few years ago, we passed the $1 million mark that we'd raised for charity, and now we just clicked over last year $2 million, which is nice. So that's a nice little goal. Yeah. And then I've invested very heavily into technology. We built an app over the last couple of years. The easiest way to think about it, it's like Netflix for business. It now has more than 2,500 business training videos in the palm of your hand. And yeah, it's available in the App Store. It's an awesome product. I'm married, have been married for 16 years, have 2 sons, a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. And what we're really proud of is that we've been able to grow a successful business, but also to structure it in such a way that we can spend a lot of time with our family. So what we do is we do 2 months on working, speaking, doing different things, and then we do 1 month traveling the world with our kids. 2 months work, 1 month travel, 2 months work, 1 month travel. So we've been doing that now for the last 12 years, and as a family we've been to now 85 countries around the world, and we have a lot of fun, and we try to make the world our global classroom, and we visit different places, and they learn about history and culture and religion and people. And so that's my passion, is to spend time with my family and also to grow my business and help my clients. And if you want to know any more about me, just Google me. Okay, that's it. All right. So now the rest of this presentation is all about you and how I could help you with learning some amazing tools that can add massive value to your business. Okay, so I think we're all aware of how important technology is. Technology is impacting every business, okay? And all we need to know is the rate of change with regards to technology is not slowing down. It's, guess what? Speeding up. So the longer that we avoid or resist technology, then the harder we have to work later to catch back up. And so what I'm going to do is start with some basic tools. And then we're going to get a little bit more advanced, and some of the stuff later is going to be really cool. Okay, so we're going to be moving fast. Just wanted to let you know. Definitely you need to take notes for this presentation, that's for sure. Some of these tools you might have heard of before, but I guarantee you there's going to be a whole bunch that you have not heard of before. I'll do some live demos and then special little gift at the end for everyone as well. Okay, are you guys ready? That was okay. I know we can do better. Are you ready? Yeah. Hey, much better. All right, so let's do it. Let's start with a basic tool, and we'll just keep kind of going through a new one every 2 minutes. All right, so first tool is called Place It. I would like you to call it out in a nice loud voice so we remember. What's it called? Place It. Nice work. Okay, so Place It is the name of the tool. You can just Google it, or it's placeit.net is the URL. Okay, so there was once a time whereby the internet was just text, because if you uploaded an image, it would take like 30 seconds to load. Remember the days of dial-up connection? Thankfully, those days are long gone. And so now we can, of course, add photos and images to our website. And the better quality those images are, then the more sales we make, the higher our conversion rate. So you need to have good quality images. Now, you can and you probably should get some nice professional photos taken, photos of you speaking and on stage, but you may also have products, like for example books perhaps, and you want to get nice photos of those as well. So this tool here, I'm just going to go live onto the internet now and see if we could do a live demo. This tool here has thousands and thousands of pre-loaded images that you can then take and tailor and customize for your particular business. All right, so here we have this book cover, okay, but it's blank. And what I want to do is customize it, because I want to put something out there on social media or do a campaign or something along those lines. And so what I do is I just find a cover of one of my books and then click go, wait a few seconds, and then voila. So just like that, like magic, you've now got this beautiful image that you can then download, and then you can use it on your website. You can use it in social media. You can put it in your slides if you want to as well. And rather than just having a static cover, having something that gives people an emotional connection in a scene where they're physically holding it in their hand, that's going to be much more enticing than just a plain book cover. Okay, let's just imagine that you wanted to promote, an event that you were running. And so what you could do is go to your website, do a screenshot. Okay, so that's a screenshot there. Then what I'm going to do is find another image. This one here is of a computer. And so what I could do is then go and take this particular image here. Okay, just going to try and, maybe the internet's going a little bit slow. There we go. Okay. Wait a few seconds for it to do its thing. I can even crop it because I want to maybe make it a little bit bigger. So I'll just do that. Okay, and then I go. Wait a few seconds, and then voila. So just like super simple. And there are hundreds and hundreds of graphics like this. And so you could say, hey, check out my new website, or here's my new book. And you can put your book on billboards, or you do whatever you want. So you can get a subscription. I think it's like $12 for a month, and you can get as many images as you want. So you can just go there, have some fun, play around with it, and then you could use these, of course, on your website. You can use them in your slides and in your presentations. But the other place that you should absolutely use these type of images is in social media. And I have a friend of mine who worked at Facebook for 4 years, and while he was working there, he showed me these stats. And what he showed me was that if you put up text on Facebook, you'll get a certain amount of likes, comments, and shares. That's called engagement. If you put up the same text but with an image, okay, on average, you'll get 65% more likes, comments, and shares. And so basically what he said was, if you're not posting with an image, don't bother posting at all. Because now people are scrolling there and scanning their newsfeed faster than ever before. If they see text, oftentimes they don't even stop anymore. If they see an image, the image grabs people's attention and go, oh, what's this about? And then they read the text. So place it, fantastic tool. Make sure you check it out. All right, let's keep moving forward. All right. The next one is called Giphy Capture. What's it called, everybody? Giphy Capture. Now, hopefully you know what a GIF image is. Hands up if you do. Yes? Some of you maybe don't? No problem. Let me explain. Okay, so this is what a GIF image looks like. It's an image that moves, okay? An image that moves. Now, these are very, very effective because they grab people's attention a lot more than just a still image, okay? Now, where we like to use them is we use them in a lot of our marketing materials and in our campaigns that we run. Okay, and so this one here was embedded in an email that we sent, and when we put in a GIF image, we increased our click-through rates for our marketing emails by 7%. Because it just grabs people's attention, it stands out from all the other emails they receive, and also it invokes curiosity. Oh, I wonder what the person's doing, I wonder what they're talking about, and so they just can't help but click. You can't put videos directly into emails, but you can put GIF images in like this, and they work really, really well. So if you like, what I can do is show you how to make a GIF image like this really, really fast. Okay, who'd like to see how to make one in 20 seconds? Yes? Okay, so let me just get a little video here. Again, we'll hopefully get some speed happening in just a sec. And so basically it's free software, and what you do is you take this free software and you put it over any video. Okay, so I'm going to go here, 1, 2, 3, and then stop. About 3 or 4 seconds is all you need. And so now what we have is we're going to click stop on this, we have this GIF image. And so I'm going to go here, File, and then Save onto my desktop, save it as a GIF image, wait about 3 or 4 seconds for it to save, and then there we go, we're done. So I can close all this down, and then you'll see we now have a GIF image. So I can take this and I can embed that into any emails, just like put it as an attachment, and that's going to grab people's attention. Hey, check out my new show reel, or check out this presentation that I just did at whatever location. Okay, so GIF images really do boost conversion rate significantly. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, the next one is called Sniply. What's it called, everybody? Sniply. All right, what this tool is used for is sharing links. If you come across a nice article and you want to share it, okay, it's a good thing to do. However, what you're going to do is send people away from your page, and they may get distracted and never come back. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to use Sniply. Now, Sniply does two things. The first one's pretty basic, but the second one is really cool. So what it does, it takes a long link and makes it a short link. Now, that's not impressive. There are heaps of tools that do that. That's no big deal. But it does do something else, which is really awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just open up for you this particular tool, and I'll show you now. Open up this one while I'm here. I'll show you what it can do. Okay, so let's just imagine that we have and this is actually what happened. I read this article, and this is a lady who built a very, very successful business selling cupcakes, and she started a business from her dining room table, and it became a multi-million-dollar business. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I'd love to share that with my audience. And so if I share it in the traditional way, people will leave my website, come here, and they may get distracted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Sniply and turn it into what's called a snip. And so within under 10 seconds, I've now got a new link. This is the new link. And watch what happens. This is the old link. This is now the new link. When someone clicks on this new link, this link now loads in the same way. However, it puts a banner on top of that particular web page. It's now infused with a call to action. So as someone's reading this particular piece, then any time where they go, okay, I want to know more about this, they can go click, and that will take them to your web page. So that website there was Oprah.com. And so you basically now have a piece of real estate on top of someone else's website in order to have it as a call to action to come back to you. So think of it like a boomerang. You're sending someone out to learn something, and then there's an easy way that they can come back and find you and do business with you. Okay, so that one is called Sniply. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one is called Headline Analyzer. What's it called, everybody? Okay, so we all know how important headlines are. Okay, headlines, whenever we send an email, the subject line is really the headline, and that will determine how many people open the email. When you're doing a presentation, it'll determine how many people will attend your session. If you're doing a split session, there's multiple speakers there. If you're writing a book, if you're doing an article, if you're doing a blog post, if you're doing a video, the first 7 or 8 words will determine whether someone continues to watch or not. Now, the only way to know if a headline was any good in the past was to use it and to kind of hope for the best. Now, there's an algorithm that's been created where you can test the effectiveness of a headline prior to using it. So you can put in your headline, and it gives you a score out of 100 with how good your headline is based on tests that they've done with tens of thousands of high-performing headlines. And it even tells you what are the words that are missing in order to improve the results. And so what you can do then is just kind of have a bit of a play, and then ultimately what you want to do is you want to get into the green zone. Once you're in the green zone, then you've got a good headline, okay? So this will help you to increase your conversion rates. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one's called Google Optimize. Now, most people have heard of Google Analytics before. This is actually a new feature within Google Analytics that hardly anyone knows exists, and enables you to do something which is called split testing. Okay, so this is one of my web pages. Okay, it's 52ways.com. And if you go there, you can test this out, okay? What happens is that I do split testing on this website. Why? Because I want to maximize the results of this page, as you should any page on your website, okay? So I've come up with this design, but I'm not too sure if it's actually the best design. So what I do is I use Google Optimize to come up with a second version. So we'll call the original version A, and we'll call the next version version B. Now the first thing that you want to test, the most important thing to test on any web page is what I call the hero image, okay? Because images communicate to our subconscious in like microseconds. When you see an image, instantly you have an emotional response to that particular image, where text takes a few seconds to read and absorb. And so I didn't know what image was going to be the best, so I went this one, and I did another one, this one. This is actually the same web page. And what happens is the traffic comes to the website and it splits it 50-50. So the first person sees A, and then the next person sees B. Next person sees A, and then B, A, B, A, B. Now, let me show you the results from this. So we ran this for a week, and what we found out is the original was converting at 15%, and the new version was converting at 19%. So that's a differential of an extra 4% increase in our conversion rates, or a 23% increase as a percentage. So that's massive just by changing the image. So you could do this if you have a couple of great shots, then you can see which one's going to work the best for you. One other quick example here, this was one of our sign-up forms, and you know, I thought it was a good idea. I thought, oh, green is, you know, go color, and I put some people in the background. I thought it was great. But then later on, we decided, you know what, we should probably test it. And so we did. And so we went with something that was really plain, really boring actually, just like a light gray color, and we were shocked with the results, okay? Here were the results. The green background converts at 12%, and the gray background converted at over 20%, just by changing the sign-up page and how it actually looked, okay? So we now have a saying in our business, and that is this: in God we trust, in all else bring numbers, okay? Because it doesn't matter what your opinion is. Because I really like this, or I really like that. Well, let's just test it, and then we'll soon find out which is the best way to go, okay? And so testing your website is really important. It's free to do this, by the way, and the tool's called Google Optimize. All right, let's move on. This next one you're going to love. It is called Otter. Is anyone here using Otter already? A few of you. Okay. Everyone else, this is awesome. So what is Otter? It's a tool for turning words into text, okay? But it does so really, really efficiently. And so what you do is whenever you're doing a presentation, okay, whenever you're doing a presentation, you basically open up your computer or turn on your phone, and you click record. Or if you're doing a meeting with someone, say there's a new person that wants to book you and you're having a meeting, you can just say, hey, look, I'd love to capture everything that we say during this meeting, because I want to, if anything happens, want to go back and make sure I got all of the notes of the conversation. So you click record. So then from there, everything you say then gets transcribed word for word in real time. So it's just a transcription software, doesn't need any training, and it just transcribes and captures everything that you say. So I'll just go blah, 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 blah. There we go. It's got all that. And then you go stop. And then what this does is it's there captured, and everything now is instantly searchable. So if I were to go, okay, a few months ago, I spoke to this guy called Rob, and he was talking about what magazines we wanted to target for this campaign that we wanted to run. So I can then go back to the exact moment in time where we spoke about that particular thing. So everything now is keyword searchable, and so you could use this for recording presentations that you could turn into articles or books perhaps, or if you have important meetings or you're doing staff training, anything that's important that you may want to refer back to later on, you should definitely you should definitely record with Otter. And what's great is that it can also syncs to the cloud. And so it doesn't matter whether you have a computer or you have a phone or whatever. And what's cool about it as well, if it's a meeting and there's multiple speakers, it recognizes the difference between my voice and Sam's voice, and it will have speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 1, speaker 3. And at the end, you could go, speaker 1 is Sam, speaker 2 is Dale, speaker 3 is Kate, and you give them names, and so you can actually see the whole entire conversation, okay? And right now, you get 600 minutes a month for free, okay? So it's just huge. It's free and it's awesome. So that tool is called Otter. I also use it as well when I write articles. Rather than me having to write the articles, I'll just talk about a subject for 5 minutes, send it to a copywriter, and then they can turn it into an article. So it really saves me a lot of time in creating content. Oh, by the way, the other thing that you can do as well is that if you can upload videos to it. You can upload videos, and then it transcribes the video, and then you can download the transcript as what's called an SRT file, and then you can, when you upload a video to Facebook, you attach the SRT file, and then it adds captions to all of your videos. Because now 80% of videos that are watched on Facebook are watched without sound. And so you need to make sure that you have captions on all of your videos. And this does that as well for free. So, who thinks that tool is pretty cool? Hands up. Okay, good. All right, do you guys want some more? Yes? Okay, let's keep going. All right, this next one you're also going to love. This one is called Image Resizer, and the company is called Promo. So if you just search for Image Resizer by Promo, you will find it. All right. So this tool is used for sharing content on social media. And because one of the frustrating things is that every platform has different sizes for everything, okay? For header graphics or icons, and Facebook's different to Instagram, different to Twitter and Pinterest, and LinkedIn now as well. And they all have either feed or stories, and they're all different. So what you can do now is if you're sharing any photos or graphics on social media, what you're going to do is you're going to go over here and you are going to find a graphic. Okay, so my computer's going a little bit slow at the moment. Okay, there we go, it's popped back up. So I'm just going to find here a image. Okay, so it's going to load in an image. Okay, just give it a few seconds. And then what it's done is it's resized this particular image for every single social media platform that there is, okay? So all the sizes, all the dimensions, all the resolutions, all of it's done. The only thing is that you just need to make sure that you're in the right position. So here, I'm just cut off a little bit for Instagram story. So I click over there, just move it to the side a little bit, and then that one's done. This one's fine. Here my head's chopped off a little bit, so I'm gonna go down here, just lower that tiny bit. There we go. Okay, so that's fine, they're fine, they're fine. I'll just fix this one a little bit here, okay? And then once I've finished, I go download, and all those images download to my computer in one zip file. And then I can, when I use it, it's gonna be the perfect size, the perfect resolution, and whatever I wanna show off, whether it be my books or me on stage or whatever, is gonna be in the perfect position for that particular image. So this used to take someone half an hour to an hour to crop all of the images and get the sizes right and do all this. Now, it takes you literally 60 seconds to get all the images that you could ever want. All right, so who thinks that one's pretty cool? Yes, okay, let's keep going. All right, now this next one is called teleprompt.me, and this is basically it's a teleprompter, okay? And it lives within the browser. So what you do is you go to the website and you type in the actual script, okay? And you click go, all right? And then what it does is that you then start talking, and then it will scroll. Are you ready? Imagine if you could go inside the mind of some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs. Well, now you can. I'm Dale Beaumont, and blah, 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 blah. So what happened was, I'll just click stop, otherwise I'll confuse it. It basically waited for me to say the opening word, recognized it, and then it starts scrolling, and it scrolls at the same speed that I talk. So if I want to, because there are other teleprompters out there, but you always have to choose a speed, and if you realize it's too fast or it's too slow, or you miss a word, or you want to go off on a tangent, it just stops. And then when you go back to that word, it keeps scrolling again. Okay, so this tool is really good and what you would do is you would prop up your computer on maybe a bookshelf, and then if you had a camera, you just put the camera just behind, maybe about 2 meters back, or you could use the inbuilt camera that's in your computer if you like as well, and then you'll be able to create a fantastic video. So that one is called teleprompt.me. All right. Fantastic. All right, let's go into the next one. The next one is royalty-free music. So this website here, icons8.com/music, is where you can go to get free, royalty-free music that you can use as a backing track for your promo video, or if you have testimonial videos as well and you want to have some music in the background, then here there are thousands of tracks that you can download, all different sort of moods, whether you want something that is more upbeat, or something that's more corporate sounding, or something that's more, has more drama or adventure or action. You choose your genre, and then you can find music and download them for free. So that's another handy tool. All right, we are going to skip this one because this one here is looks like it's stopped working, number 10. So, but I'm going to give you a bonus one in just a sec. So skip that one. We're going to go to 11. Okay, so number 10, I'm going to circle back to. All right. This one is very cool. We've been using it a bit in our business, and it's working really well. It's called Bonjoro. And what you can do with Bonjoro is you can link some software to your CRM, okay? So on your website, you probably have, hopefully, you have some type of opt-in form or sign-up form, or maybe it's a speaker request form or something along those lines, where people putting in data and putting in information to maybe make an inquiry or to get access to a report or something along those lines. And so what you can do now is you can link that form to an app that lives on your phone, and the moment that someone completes the form, you get a push notification on your phone that has the person's details there and what they filled out. And then what you could do is you can click down on the person's name, you can record them a 60-second video, you can then click send, and then it will send a personalized video to their email. And you can do that within 60 seconds of them completing a form, if you like. Or it doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes later, or it's an hour later, or 2 hours later. You could then send a personalized message to someone to just get back to them and say, hey, John, thanks so much for filling out my speaker request form. I'm Dale Beaumont, nice to meet you. I'm going to have a look through it, check my calendar. I'll get back to you in the next 24 hours. Looking forward to hopefully working with you. Something along those lines. And by just getting back to people on the fly really quickly in a personal way, especially if you're a speaker and you can come across as authentic and engaging and prompt and responsive, then it shows, wow, this person is clearly, knows their stuff, is on the game, and so that's going to work really well. Okay, so that one is called Bonjoro. It's about $20 a month or something like that, but well worth it if it's going to lead to higher conversion. All right, the next one is called Auphonic, and Auphonic is a tool that can be used to enhance and improve the quality of audio files. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So what it does is, if you have an audio file like I had an audio file and the quality was actually kind of low, and so I uploaded it. This was the original file, and what it did, it uses software to enhance the audio to get the levels right. If there are two speakers, then it will make one speaker louder, one speaker softer if needed. If there are clicks or pops or there's a hum, it does its best. It uses software to make the audio sound more crisp and clean and clear. So if you have a presentation and you got a recording, or if you did a podcast and you're at a cafe or something like that and there was some background noise, it does its best to try and get rid of all those unnecessary sounds and find the voices and then amplify those voices, match them to the right levels, all using software rather than having to sit down and try and do it all yourself. It does it all for you, and it's free. So that one is a cool tool, which is called Auphonic. All right, couple more. And you guys enjoying this so far? Yes? Good. All right, this next one is awesome. It is called Answer the Public. Answer the Public. So this tool is designed for you to work out and find out what people are searching for in Google. Okay. Now Google has actually changed quite a bit. It's actually now gone beyond just a search engine where people are typing in keywords. They're now typing in entire sentences and questions as well. So before they might type in, buy new car. That was what they used to do 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Now they would type in, what is the best new car to buy under $75,000 in Sydney? Question mark. And so what you can do now is you can use this tool to find out what are people thinking about, what questions do they have around your area of expertise. So what I'm going to do is go to Answer the Public right now, and we'll do a quick live demo of this one. And what you do is you put in your particular topic area. So let's just imagine that you were an expert in, let's just say parenting. So you go get questions. So what happens is the software goes out to Google and a bunch of other places, and in about 10 seconds it pulls back all the different questions that people are asking around this particular topic, which will then give you ideas. Wow. So it's pulled back 170 different questions, 170 different questions here around the subject of parenting, or if you put in customer service, or if you put in leadership, or whatever your topic is. And what you could then do is you could see it in this list form, and you can print it off if you want to, download it, and you could say, oh, I could answer that question, I could answer that, I could answer this, I could answer that. And then you could turn these into 1 to 2 minute videos where you're going to answer these commonly asked questions, and you're going to put them on your blog, put them on your website. And so you're going to start getting more organic traffic from Google if you start publishing content around the things that people are looking for. Okay, so that's the secret to SEO. Create good content that people are searching for. And keywords are a little bit competitive, but these questions and statements are really wide open. There's a lot of opportunities for you to own your space, okay? So that's called Answer the Public. Have some fun with it. You'll be amazed at what you'll learn and discover. All right, so just a couple more really quick. I want to show you this one because it's amazing. It's called Vidnami. Okay, so let me show you this particular tool. Okay, this is one of my clients, and he is a physio, and he has a website. Okay, and on the website he's got a blog. Okay, hands up if you have a blog here. Yes? Okay, so most of you have a blog, or who's published a book here or wants to publish a book? Okay, a lot of you. All right, so what you can do is you can cut and paste text. So see this here? This is some text. And so what I do is I cut and paste this text here. Okay, so I'll just grab it from here because it's nice and clean. And then I come over to Vidnami, and I click on make a new video. It says, what do I want this video to be? Do I want it to be for a blog? Do I want it to be for YouTube or social media? Let's go social media, and I can pick what color that I like. Let's just try the orange color here. Go use, and watch this. This is an article. This is an article here about back pain, or whatever your subject is. And what I'm going to do is cut and paste in the article and click go, and it's going to, based on the text only, it's going to make me a video. Okay? So, what it's done is it's gone out and it knows, it's separated. The first sentence in that article is, do you have a desk job? So what it's done is it's found a desk and it's put the words on top. Now if I like that desk, I can go with it. If I don't like that desk, I can just type in desk, and there's more than 35 million images there, so I can just go, I'd rather use this desk. And then here I can say, well, I want to move the text up into the top left hand corner. And then I just go to the next slide here and the next slide here. And if I'm happy with the images, I just use what I've got. I push the words to the corners where there's a gap, and then what I do is when I've finished, I just click on voice, and I can read out the script, and then it will match the speed of my talking with the slides. Okay, and then I can add a music backing track at the bottom as well. I can decide how loud or how soft that I want it to be, and then I click download, and I've made a video. And so what you could do if you've written a book, for example, you can just take every chunk of 200 words and you can turn it into little videos, and you can put them on YouTube, or you can put them onto Facebook, or anywhere that you want. So that one is called Nami. It's a really cool tool for making videos. And just one more little bonus one, and then I'll wrap up. This one here is to make sure that we insert this one to the one that we missed, and we've covered all 14 now. This one's called Video Ask. And what Video Ask is what you can do is you can, at the end of your presentation, if you want testimonials, what you could do is you could record a little video and saying, hey everyone, so great to see you today. If you'd like to leave me a testimonial for my presentation, then just follow the prompts below. And then what someone can do is they can watch your video, and at the bottom they can click how they want to leave you a testimonial, or how they want to give you feedback. If they prefer to just do text, they can then click and write text and click send. If they prefer to leave you an audio testimonial, they can then leave you an audio testimonial. Or if they want that, they can click and leave you a video testimonial. They can send a video from their phone directly to your phone, and then you can see all the videos and download them and use them however you wish. All right, so they're just a few of the many tools that there are out there to help you with your business. What I want you to do, very quick, just take 10 seconds each, turn to the person next to you and share, of those tools, which one was your favorite. Go. All right, everybody. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. So, if you want more around these technology tools, I run a one-day workshop across Australia and New Zealand called 52 Ways, where I go through 52 different tools like this. Okay, I've only been able to cover just 14 today, so if you want to go along to that, you can. You don't need to buy anything, just come along, enjoy the day, and learn lots of great stuff. And I also now run a workshop as well, helping business coaches. So if you want to get into the business coaching area, which is where I've been in for the last 14 years, then you can basically learn about how to build a coaching business at scale, how you can work with 500 clients a year or more. And so that event is another free one-day workshop called Coach at Scale. All right, so that's it from me, everyone. Hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Man, that was amazing.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, let's One thing that I want to acknowledge you about is investing in yourself and ultimately spending time in online education. If you can learn how you can influence more powerfully through video, if you can learn how to create like your online virtual product and even make money online right now, then I'd love to help you through that journey as well.
To all the staff from Speakers Institute, you guys have been really supportive and really, really lovely and encouraging. But to everybody else, for all of your honesty and your courage for stepping up here and just giving all, because I've learned so much from every single one of you and it's just been really, really good.
I just wanted to say, being out of the workforce for 6 years, looking after little kids, and this is the first course I've ever done, and it was astounding. It blew my mind. It was beyond my expectations, and thank you, Kate, for the feedback today. That was brilliant, and it's given me the confidence to back myself, because I didn't have that before, because you know, when you leave for a while and you come back, it's all a bit dodgy. So thank you.
Sam, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That has been absolutely awesome. I've learned a hell of a lot today, and I really feel like we're all improving. So thank you so much. It's been really awesome.
I wish everyone all the best on the course. I think it's a wonderful course. And Sam, you've created an amazing business, but I also want to congratulate the people you've got working underneath you, because it wouldn't be that great if you didn't have all this wonderful resource. And I congratulate them for supporting you. It's excellent.
I'd actually just like to thank Sam and the team so much for everything you've done, but I'd really like to thank everybody else. I have learnt so much from all of you. It's just been so exhilarating. I'm so excited for each and every one of you, because it's just, the growth in such a short space of time has been phenomenal. So thank you all very, very much.
So I want to say, look, I've forever been doing courses and programs. I've probably spent over $350,000 in my life. This was worth every cent. I'm very, very impressed with the level of knowledge of the coaches. And they just kept offering gold nugget after gold nugget. Definitely was worth every minute as well. So thanks.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say my work relies on face-to-face workshops, speaking at conferences around the world. So investing in this course is really about looking to the future. So it's really an investment in the long term. It's been a really, really professionally put together course. So commendations all round to all of you.
Share, I mean, how good the feeling was after completing the session, and I think the feedbacks were just too good. So I mean, that is forcing me to think beyond. I think it was pretty linear thinking earlier, and now it is pretty diversified. So that is very helpful.
Thank you, Charlene, Christiane, and Sam, for obviously the benefit and the inspiration you've given to so many of us, and to all the participants, because I think for me personally, this is the first time I've felt that I've been in such a safe space to be vulnerable and to make mistakes. And I know that a lot of us have shared some really traumatic events in our life, possibly for the first time publicly. So that's just been a really huge thing. So thank you for everyone for opening up, and for people to open up and be authentic.
I'd like to firstly acknowledge you, Sam. Thank you so much for instituting the Speakers Institute, and all of the lovely people who've attended today. I think they've done an absolutely wonderful job. I think all of their stories are worthy of stage presence. I think you'll all go very far.
I just wanted to say, being out of the workforce for 6 years, looking after little kids, and this is the first course I've ever done, and it was astounding. It blew my mind. It was beyond my expectations, and thank you, Kate, for the feedback today. That was brilliant, and it's given me the confidence to back myself, because I didn't have that before, because you know, when you leave for a while and you come back, it's all a bit dodgy. So thank you.
and it was really an experience which I was looking for to give that push, the last push which is needed, because I'm very low on execution. So your story and your message gave me that push which I really needed. So thank you very much, and also to the fellow participant for bearing with me.
Thank you, everyone. You've all inspired me today, and I want to thank you, Sam, for putting this on, and Christiane and Charlene inspired me to come through conversations we had, and so I'd like to thank her in particular, and got a lot out of it. So thank you, everyone, and thanks for all the lovely comments.
First of all, I would like to say thank you, massive thank you to every single one of you. It was a great company. Proximity is power. I'm overwhelmed with all the love and energy and everything else. I've learned so much, and by this sheer circumstances, by now that I'm sitting at home and I actually can do it, I'm blown away that I'm actually doing it. It's amazing.
And I really want to thank you, Sam, for this amazing course.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank every single one of you, especially you, Sam, and all of the mentors as well. There can be at times where we're alone. We think we're the only ones, we feel like we're the only ones going through that, and to share would be to burden each other. But in a space like this, it actually brings us closer together. So thank you very much for sharing all your stories, and thank you for the opportunity.
I'd actually just like to thank Sam and the team so much for everything you've done, but I'd really like to thank everybody else. I have learnt so much from all of you. It's just been so exhilarating. I'm so excited for each and every one of you, because it's just the growth in such a short space of time has been phenomenal. So thank you all very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It has been absolutely awesome. I've learned a hell of a lot today, and I really feel like we're all improving. So thank you so much. It's been really awesome.
I wish everyone all the best on the course. I think it's a wonderful course. And Sam, you've created an amazing business, but I also want to congratulate the people you've got working underneath you, because it wouldn't be that great if you didn't have all this wonderful resource. And I congratulate them for supporting you. It's excellent.
Thank you very much. All the feedbacks were golden for me. I learned a lot. Plus, how I should not try to put I should not try to put all the information in those 6 minutes. I should let the audience absorb what I'm trying to convey. They should absorb my story, and so as the energy level should fluctuate properly at the right moment. So thank you very much for that.
So I want to say, look, I've forever been doing courses and programs. I've probably spent over $350,000 in my life. This was worth every cent. I'm very, very impressed with the level of knowledge of the coaches, and they just kept offering gold nugget after gold nugget. Definitely was worth every minute as well. Yeah, I really want to thank the coaches, and I've noticed a difference in everyone as well over the last couple of days as well. So thanks.
Guys, I just wanted to say my work relies on face-to-face workshops, speaking at conferences around the world. So investing in this course is really about looking to the future. So it's really an investment in the long term. It's been a really, really professionally put together course. So commendations all round to all of you.
To all the staff from Speakers Institute, you guys have been really supportive and really, really lovely and encouraging. But to everybody else, for all of your honesty and your courage for stepping up here and just giving all, because I've learned so much from every single one of you, and it's just been really, really good. Thank you.
Has any one of you ever felt extremely vulnerable when you've been in a boardroom full of men?
Today, as I stand in front of you and I talk to you, I am a changed person. I spoke in front of an audience of many, and the warmth that I received with the message that I spoke on gender and about something that had affected my career has really, really helped me a lot. Thank you, and I look forward to more sessions with Speakers Institute. Thank you.
Learn to be loud. Do not apologize for raising your voice for something in which you have felt that your dignity is at stake. And I have hope, because I know in the next generation, the new millennial, the men and women will work equally, shoulder to shoulder, salary to salary, without facing the absolute discrimination that I faced so many years back. I have hope.
You are igniting a tribe of people, and not only that, your message isn't just for nationally here, but your message is going to go global. Believe in yourself, I believe in you. Congratulations.
This is the Celebrity Authority Show. Please welcome your host, Sam Cook.
So, here we are again at another great show here. Super excited about today. We have someone that's flown up from Melbourne through to Sydney here in the studio. We have Ken Moulang. Ken, thank you so much for joining us here today.
That's an absolute pleasure, Sam.
So Ken, you are 100% visually impaired. Tell us more about your journey, which is because you haven't always been blind.
No, that's right. I was diagnosed with blindness at, age 39. By age 41, I'd surrendered my license, my driver's license. By age 43, I had to resign from the job that I was in. I couldn't drive anymore. And I've navigated a whole way through a whole lot of life's big issues to get to where I am right now.
Ken, mate, you're an inspiration, first of all. I really wanted to acknowledge you and say that it's amazing that you've still got a smile on your face, yet, you know, you've only really lost your eyesight in, you know, the last few years because you're still 21 years old. But you know, Ken, tell us a little bit more about that journey and what were you doing before 39?
Before 39, wow, that goes back a way. I was brought up in Sydney. I was brought up in southwestern Sydney. I went through school, high school at a little place called Birrong in Sydney.
Yep.
I went from there, I went to work for the Department of Lands in Sydney. They've moved to Bathurst now. But I was a cartographer, so I used my eyes in a really special way to draw maps of New South Wales, and I drew topographical maps. I worked in the Central Mapping Authority. During that time, I was called up in 1971. 1966, I was 18. I was called up to do national service. I put that off for a while I finished my mapping studies. And then I went into the army in 1971, 72 during the Vietnam conflict. I didn't go to Vietnam, but I was posted to a battery who just came back from Vietnam. I was a radio operator in artillery. Flew in a lot of Iroquois choppers up and down the coast of New South Wales. I was due to go up here to Canungra to do jungle training to go to Vietnam. And in 1972, the Prime Minister called us out of there and ended my journey in the army there, which was a good time. I learned a lot of lessons there, and had good eyesight there too. So I was enjoyed that part of my life. Since then, I've worked in a corporate career mainly, and during that time, I was diagnosed with the retinal disorder, which causes blindness.
Tell us a little bit more about this retinal disorder that causes blindness.
Yeah, sure, Sam. It's called retinitis pigmentosa. It's a very common disease that causes blindness. It starts, sometimes it starts really early in life, with in teenage years quite often, and moves very, very fast. In my situation, it started later in life and it moves a bit slower. And that's how it works. It just basically destroys the retina and transforms your area of vision from a very wide open 180 degrees right down to a very thin tunnel, which eventually disappears. And in my case, it disappeared in my 40s.
So tell me a little bit more about when you were diagnosed. Like, did you sense or feel that your eyesight was going, so then you had to go and get a checkup? Or tell me a little bit more about that moment when you were 39, when you were told that you've now got this incurable, disease.
Yeah. Okay. It was inadvertent, I guess. I was just having a regular checkup. The doctor looked into my eyes with a very bright light. He saw something there that he thought looked a bit suspicious.
So it's just a regular checkup. There was nothing wrong with your eyes.
I didn't think there was anything wrong with my eyes.
Okay.
So he looked in my eyes, just said there's something wrong. I think you've got a problem that's pretty serious. I think you should see a specialist about it. And I went home thinking, well, you know, maybe I've got to get some really strong glasses, or maybe I've got to take some extra vitamins or some eye exercises or something. But it didn't I didn't know anything about it till I got home. And my wife Elizabeth, when I told her, she rushed and got the medical dictionary, had a look at it, and it said that it causes blindness. And from that point I went to see, which was pretty shocking. I had no idea that that was the case at all.
And is this hereditary, or?
It is hereditary. It's one of those ones that, Sam, that jumps generations. So it goes from me to I don't know where. My son is not affected by it, so it's just the way things worked out.
And have you backtracked and seen if any of your ancestors had it, or?
Yes, I've tried to do that. Doesn't appear to be the case at all. It's just me in the process. But both my father and my mother must have had, they believe, a recessive gene that causes the problem. Yeah.
So look, in most cases we use our sight. Everyone uses their sight each and every day, and we rely on it so much. Yet you've had that ripped out from you after 39 years. Tell us more about, how have you now navigated life and still kept your head up high and still got a smile on your face? Like, that's extraordinary, but I'm sure it hasn't always been like that.
No, it wasn't. I've been through some pretty dark days. I mean, I remember shortly after I was diagnosed of smashing my fist into the wall and just crying out that why me, why this, and why now? And I couldn't really come to terms with it. But I came to a point where I realised that I had to do something. I had to get to a point where, and this is really, I think, the essence of my solution. You've got to come to a point where you get so dissatisfied with the situation you're in that you get a vision for where you could be and just make a plan to get out of it. And that's really, Sam, as simple as that.
Mate, look, again, such an amazing, inspiring story, Ken. So what do you do now? I believe you're a speaker and you're getting a message out there in the world. Tell us a little bit more about why you're doing this and what's your message?
Okay. I'm doing it because I love it. I'm doing it because I'm passionate about it. I really want to help people navigate through crisis. I think that's the best way of explaining it, Sam. I'm passionate about that, and I do that by speaking to groups, about my story and that whole journey about how I came to terms with losing one of the most valuable things that a person could ever have. 95% of what we do is to do with seeing, and how to navigate through the problems that I've had would help others, because I've had to learn new mobility. I've got a guide dog. I'm on my second guide dog now. I've had to learn how to use a white cane, know how to use a guide dog. I've had to learn new technology. I've had to learn software for blind people. I've had to learn a whole new way of living, of doing life every day in a different way. And I think whatever problem you've got to learn new ways of doing what's causing the problem.
So for those people out there that are actually, going through a crisis or maybe had a tough time and they've now realised it's never going to be the same again, what would be some tips that you could give these people out there that think, I wish I could have it back, but the reality is they can't have it back? Or whatever it is, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a physical disability, whether it's a lifestyle or a job, what's something to help them to embrace this new journey that they're on?
I think, look, the road that you're on is the road that you're on. If you get a detour, that's really all it is, Sam. It's a detour. And
so you're still you.
You're still you. You've still got a future. You've still got a road to move along, and you're still going to the destination that you wanted to go to before. You might get there a different way, and it might be a brighter, better place that you're going to. For me, really, my journey's taken me to places now that I never believed that I'd be.
So if there was a step-by-step to help people out there to embrace their new situation, what would be one of the first things that they need to do?
Just believe for the best. You've got to come to terms with the fact that you've got a problem. You've got to find the picture of yourself being the person that you want to be and that you'd planned to be, and make a plan to get out of it. That's the only way you can change.
Mate, it's just amazing. And what's your hope now to the world? If there was one key thing that you wanted to tell every single person out there in the entire world, what would that one thing be?
I think for me, I think it's important. I was talking to Elizabeth about this morning.
And Elizabeth is?
My wife, Elizabeth.
Okay.
My wife, Elizabeth. I was saying...
How long have you guys been together for? Sorry.
It's okay. 47 years.
Yeah, come on. That is just awesome. That's just beautiful, yeah.
I was saying to her, really the most important thing in life is to be significant for other people in some way. And that's what I'd like to do in my life.
Mate, that is just inspiring. Hey, Ken, tell us something. What do you love? What do you love doing? What's a hobby or an interest or something that you just love to do to recharge yourself? And
okay, recharging. I live on the Gold Coast, so
beautiful area.
I love getting down to the beach. We go down there regularly. I take the dogs down there. I walk along the beach with Elizabeth. We walk for a long way, and that's kind of where I recharge at the beach. Just the dogs, Elizabeth, myself, and a long walk in the surf. Fantastic.
Oh, mate, sounds like bliss.
It is, fantastic.
Hey, Ken, thank you so much for joining us here on the Celebrity Authority Show. However, just before you go, we have this challenge, and it's called the 10 Questions in 60 Seconds Challenge. Ken, do you accept the challenge?
Oh, well, let's go with it. Give it a go.
All right. So, Ken, your time starts now. Favourite colour?
Black.
Black. Favourite food?
Steak.
Ah, beauty, yep. T-bone?
Definitely.
Favourite celebrity?
I like interviews. I do like Oprah Winfrey as an interviewer. That's kind of where I'm coming from there. Yeah,
she's great. Favourite actor?
I don't know about acting, but he looks great. George Clooney.
George Clooney. He looks great. You're awesome. Favourite professional speaker?
Favourite speaker? I don't have a favourite speaker. It's just I listen to lots of different speakers.
Yeah, that's great. Favourite book?
Favourite book? I've just read a book called 18 Hours, story about conflict in Afghanistan. It's an army-based book.
Fiction or non-fiction?
True story.
Yeah, wow. That sounds really interesting. Favourite movie?
Favourite movie? I basically just got back into movies, really. I used to like going to the movies, and now I use the audio descriptive device in movies, which tells you what's happening on the movie when nothing's actually happening and nothing's being said. So I'm getting back into movies. I'm looking forward to seeing my next movie I'm going to see is Hidden Figures, and it's all about the three women mathematicians working on the first space flight. So I'm back into movies. I don't have a favourite one at the moment.
That is really cool. I never knew that, and you've just inspired me. That's awesome. And favourite city?
Favourite city? I love Europe, and I do love Paris. Yeah, been there. Love Paris.
I love Paris. Actually, it's my wife's favourite city. Favourite drink?
Water.
Water. Yeah. Why not? Absolutely. Favourite pizza topping?
Margarita.
Margarita. Very good. And Ken, if you could be an animal, which animal would you be?
I'll be a dog.
A dog. Why is that?
Well, I've got two black Labrador guide dogs, and they have the best life in the world, so why not?
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ken. Ken, thank you so much for seeing us here at the Celebrity Authority.
Our next 10X speaker is one of Australia's foremost experts on healing and loss, working with thousands of people on the edge of life and death has given her insight into how we cope with grief and loss. She is creating a worldwide movement in the way we view death by changing society's perception from fear of death to the love of death. Today, she will inspire you to reflect, take action, and change the way you live your life. The future is you. Welcome to the stage, Sharon Muscet.
It was Easter Sunday and I was so excited as I watched my two little boys outside on their Easter egg hunt, collecting all the eggs that the Easter Bunny had left for them. And we went to the lounge room and we put them all on the floor and we divided them all up so they could eat them before their breakfast. It was some Easter Bunny. The next thing I remember is waking up. The paramedics around me, working on me. They rushed me to the hospital. There was commotion all around me. There was doctors. And the heart surgeon leant over me and he gently whispered, "Sharon, you've had a heart attack." And the only words I could get out to say to him was, "No shit." My last words. I was close to dying and I knew it. I was terrified. I was desperate to live. And I thought to myself, I don't want to die. I haven't lived my life. And I fought the biggest fight of my life that day. And I survived. Yeah. I'm here. Life is so fragile. And I thought to myself, I will never take for granted another day in my life. And I'm going to live my life on purpose. And I'm going to make a difference in this world. Which is why I became a funeral celebrant. That was 7 years ago. And I've now conducted over 850 celebrations of life for families who are grieving the loss of their loved one. In the last 2 weeks alone, I've conducted a service for 27-year-old Amy, 33-year-old Freddie, 41-year-old Chris, 53-year-old David, and 57-year-old Andrew. That is all the age groups in this room. And I know because I've checked out every single one of your ages. I didn't. Their life meant something. They thought they had the rest of their life to live, but it was cut short through no fault of their own. There are no guarantees. Every single service, I walk away a changed person. I honour and I celebrate their life, but it's so much more. I learn all about love, and then I learn about life. And I hear the most extraordinary life lessons, which is why I wrote and I speak on the love of death. 7 life lessons that I've learned through loss that has changed my life. And I'm going to share with you today one of the 7 life lessons. And it's this. Live your best life. Undoubtedly, one of the most powerful stories I could share with you on living your best life is Dwayne. Dwayne was 45 when he lost his life. Dwayne was an extraordinary man, and it was the most powerful tributes I've ever heard in a service. Dwayne was a sensitive, he was a caring, intelligent man. It was impossible not to create a strong connection. Dwayne taught us fundamental lessons in life. The power within Dwayne gave us strength, passion, love, and unity. Dwayne lived life on his terms, and we will never meet a man again like Dwayne in our lifetime. And Dwayne, he was a complex contradiction of a man. He was strong, yet unassuming. He was a fierce fighter, yet he was passive and he was spiritual. Dwayne had the most extraordinary gift of communication. It was the most extraordinary gift I've ever heard. He only communicated through his eyes. Dwayne was born with cerebral palsy. He never spoke a day in his life. He never ate, and he lived his whole 45 years in his bed. Yet he created such impact in people's lives. Up until this point, I thought living your best life was about a bucket list ticking, bungee jumping, hot air ballooning, scuba diving, travelling the world. But it's not. Living your best life is about the impact that you create in this world. It's about how you choose to live every single day despite your obstacles. Look at Dwayne's. And it's living every single day like it is your last day. Dwayne knew he was on borrowed time. He lived it every day. I will forever be grateful for Dwayne, for the lesson he instilled in me. He left me a legacy on what it truly means to live my best life. And that is to positively impact the future now. If I could ask you one question, I'm going to say, if your life ended tomorrow, would you live it differently? And would you have regrets? Gandhi said, live as if you were to die tomorrow. We are all here with a purpose. We're born with it. That book you want to write, that's inside of you, you need to write that. And you know that podcast you know is going to change lives? You need to launch that. And that obstacle that's holding you back, walk through it. And that incredible, incredible gift you have to the world, you need to use that now. You only have now. There is no past. We create our future by living our best life now. The future is is you, and it's all in your hands, because the best is yet to come. Now. Thank
you. How good is the power of story?
Hey guys, Sam Cawthorne here, CEO and founder of Speakers Institute and also Speakers Tribe. In this month's masterclass, I'm super excited about it. It's all about packaging. You know, one thing I've found is that as speakers, as entrepreneurs, as thought leaders, and as experts, as authors, we need to be in the long-term game. And also, we need to find ways how we can make money while we sleep. So in this video, I'm going to give you some real insights to what we do here to really help you go from where you are today to where you really want to be, so you're not just getting paid while you're doing the work, but you're also getting paid while you sleep. Everything from an online program all the way through to products and so on and so forth. But really the key insight here is the long-term game. So I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing currently here. So I've just recently got off stage here in front of about 4,000 people here at USANA, which is a multi-level marketing organization. Now I negotiated with the client, and my negotiation was that I will half my fee if they will allow us to sell on stage. Now my fee obviously was very expensive, so I still got a decent fee, but also I then got to sell on stage. However, the sell wasn't necessarily like a $3,000 boot camp or anything at all like that. All it was a $100 price point. One thing I've found is what we need to do is we need to look for ways how we can get them inside our integrated product funnel. And you know, we talk a lot more about this, but basically it's about giving them something for free first, then a smaller price item, then a little bit larger, all the way up through to one-on-one, which is obviously should be your largest priced item, because obviously time equals money, and when they've got you one-on-one time, you should be charging absolute through the roof for that. So in this video here, I'm going to share with you a little bit more about what I did here at this gig. So first of all, I've got two of my main pieces of product, which is my book Balance Forward, as you can see there, and also here's my latest book, which is Story Showing. So we put both of these books in together as a package, and even if someone wanted just one book, they obviously would have to buy both books in order for them to at least just get one book. So one thing I found, particularly whenever you're packaging things, package it to one price, one product. Don't try and have 5 or 6 individual products, just simply have one. That way it's really easy transaction and it's easy for them to buy. However, as part of this package here, because I wanted to make it a $100 item, now if I made it $95, then we'd have to give $5 change back, and you don't really want to be doing too much changing, particularly when there's a big line of people waiting, and just then we literally sold about 400 to 500 of them within the space of about half an hour. So what we've actually got in this package as well is we've got a really cool gift card. So as you can see here, this here is our Speakers Institute access card. And in here, I'll just undo it here. In this here, we've actually got the back part of it here, which is a scratchable back where they do get a number. And here, that is their access number where they then go online, they register themselves on our online portal where then we get all their contact details, but then they have this $500 voucher card for our online programs. Obviously from there, then whenever we launch something, we then send them an email, or we can even send them an SMS or whatever it is. And it's a really, really great way to get people connected into your LMS, your learning management system, when you're actually giving them something. So this is a $500 voucher card here for all of our online products, which is really, really cool. Also on top of this, obviously there is a bookmark. And in this bookmark here, if you turn it around, you've actually got a really cool little scan code here for all of our current and upcoming events in every single state and territory, as well as also obviously all our contact details. But this one here is also something else which we're giving in this package. This here is our ticket for our next event as well. So as you can see here, it's a really, really great package. They get the 2 books, they get the $500 gift card, as well as also the bookmark, as well as also their ticket to the next event, and all of that there in a package is only $100. So it's a really quick and easy sale. A lot of them are paying cash, a few of them are paying on card, and it's a really, really quick way. But one thing I really like about this package here, guys, it is all about long term. And what we mean by long term is to get them connected into the system, such as only $100, but clearly they've got a couple of my books, which is some great content there. But then when they register, and obviously everyone wants to claim a $500 voucher, we get their home address, we get their email address, we get their mobile number, etc. Then they can go online, they can access that, they can put in their reward card, and then they can start buying some online things as well. So on our Speakers Institute Access LMS, Learning Management System, we have 5 or 6 different courses there, and they're all around $295 each. So then that means then that they can buy one for $295, but then if they wanted to buy a second for $295, they'll have to then put in their credit card details for them to buy that second one. So it's a great way how anyone at all out there can package their information in a way that you can get paid while you sleep. Yes, guys, you've got to do the hard work. You've got to set up your systems. You need to set up your learning management system. You also need to set up your course, your online course, whether it's a video course or video plus workbook or whatever it is. But you know something, I assume that you're intelligent enough to get the hard work done. So this is a really good way that you can sell at the back of the room for not a huge price point, but actually just that entry-level price point for you to get people just into your integrated product funnel. And so then the next thing then we can sell is our $3,000, $4,000 boot camp. Then the next thing we can sell is our $15,000 protege, or obviously all the way up through to one-on-one with me. So guys, I really hope that this video has really added value to you guys as our tribe members, and really looking forward to seeing many of you at our Speakers Tribe Conference. If you haven't registered yet, make sure you do, speakerstribeconference.com. And always remember, the best is yet to come. See you guys soon. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode here at Speakers TV. My name is Sam Cawthorne, and we are super excited about Speakers TV and about these episodes that we bring to you every single weekday, as well as also on every single Saturday. Guys, we'd love to hear from you. If you've got any feedback at all for us, or maybe you want to comment right now in the chat bar about what was your biggest takeaway from today's session. But also not only that, why don't you join us? So here at Speakers Institute, we do have a number of programs such as our online boot camps or our protege program. At Speakers Tribe here, we're all about running these big, large annual conferences every year. But also not only that, there is an annual membership that you can get where in your city we do have tribe gatherings, all really encouraging you going from where you are today to where you really want to be. Or maybe you want to tell your friends and your family about Speakers TV. But can I please encourage you, why don't you like this page? Why don't you join us each day? Why don't you tell other people about these episodes? Because we are all about really helping you on this journey to becoming that recognized voice of authority, for you to find your message and your story and get that out there into the world. We are super excited about your journey, so please lean in and join us today. To your success, my name is Sam Cawthorne, and don't forget, the best is yet to come.